retail inflation in India has dipped marginally to nearly a 6-year low of 3.34% in the month of March, and this due to a decline in prices of vegetables, eggs and protein-rich items. This time raising hopes now for a third rate cut by the Reserve Bank of India as the inflation remains well below the maiden target of 4%. Now, the Consumer Price Index or CPI-based inflation was at 3.61% in February and 4.85% in March last year. The inflation rate in March this year, 2025, is the lowest that has been witnessed since August of 2019, when inflation was at 3.28% only. Now, according to data released by the National Statistics Office or NSO, retail food inflation in the month of March was at 2.69% compared to 3.75% in the month of February and as high as 8.52% in the month of March 2024. Meanwhile, WPI or wholesale price inflation has declined to a 6-month low of just 2% in March as prices of vegetables, potato and other food items have eased. Another set of government data disclosed this figure. Now, WPI-based inflation was at 2.38% in the month of February and it was at 0.26% in March last year. Now, remember, just last week, the Reserve Bank of India reduced the key short-term lending repo rate by 25 basis points in the wake of easing inflation. The Reserve Bank of India has projected CPI inflation for the current fiscal, which is 2025-26, at 4%, with Q1 at 3.6%, Q2 at 3.9%, Q3 at 3.8% and Q4 at 4.4%. The National Statistics Office has said that the significant decline in headline inflation and food inflation during the month of March 2025 has mainly been attributed to decline in inflation of vegetables, eggs, pulses and products, as well as meat and fish, cereal and products, and milk and its products as well. Urban inflation, meanwhile, has increased marginally from 3.32% in February to 3.43% in the month of March. However, significant decline was observed in food inflation from 3.15% in February to 2.48% just last month. Further, there was decline in headline and food inflation in the rural sector. The headline inflation was 3.25% in March compared to 3.8% in the preceding month. Retail food inflation in the rural sector was at 2.82% in March, down from more than 4% in February.